I was going to keep this down, but because I didn't get it in a charity shop, I'm going to show it.
Oh,
Justice League. There is a number of them. They had, right? So this is a Superman one. It's a Jigsaw, 3D Jigsaw.
3D Jigsaw, yeah.
Right? It has got Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg. They had him. The only two other ones they didn't have were Batman and The Flash. The only one I would have bought would have been The Flash. No. Okay. Flash, because it's classic Flash.
Oh,
it's not this new thing. It's a classic Flash, and I love the Flash. I'm a big Flash guy.
I got my own little Justice League going of Sideshow collectibles,
but I built it. That's basically it. Size of the hand. If it's nice in the hand, it is beautiful. So it is.
I miss the curl.
It took me hours to build it. So it did. Because it looks fairly straightforward, but
it does.
There's interlocking parts. You have to put one underneath and one on top. And if you put the wrong bit in, and you have to take the whole level off. But it absolutely looks amazing. So it does. And what did you get, Matt? Come on, you said you got one thing this week. What did you get?
I got one Blu-ray, and that was it.
Go on, tell us.
And it's from the UK, and it's Japanese, and it's called The Invisible Man Appears, and it's one of the first Japanese science fiction movies they made after the World War II. And it actually comes with two movies. It comes with this, The Invisible Man Appears, and The Invisible Man versus the Human Fly. And like the footage and everything's really, really old. Like it's probably one of those like a samurai type film. It's like really, really black and white, old and grainy. And what they used in 1949. I think this one. I think this was 1949.
They could be really good.
And I love Arrow films because we don't have anything like that here. And so anything Japanese, Japanese horror, Japanese science fiction, anything like that, we don't get any of that here. So I started collecting a lot of Blu-rays after Brexit. Because I thought, well, things are going to get cheaper at the moment, aren't they? So that's the reason why I started doing that. And I was like finding all these really cool things, and I ended up buying all these things.
See this pile here?
Well, I might as well get comfy.
I picked up two piles that size yesterday, right?
Well, one of them's Ghostbusters.
One of them's Ghostbusters, but look what I picked up today. But this is for next week.
Wow.
That is for next week. I've not even looked in that because I know it's in it, but there is a couple of gems in that one. I got some crackers. Remember, I picked up a couple of books. Doctor Who books. Spaceships and space stations and creatures and demons. Although these are new, they've got a lot of classic stuff in it. So they have. So, like, for instance, creatures and demons. Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of stuff and the Starship and stuff like that. So you have got new stuff, but there's classic stuff in it as well. So that's why I picked up £1 each. So I thought, perfect condition, never even had the spines bent. Not even a wee crease, nothing. £1 each. So I thought, good go. But my DVDs, some good ones, some I know what other people think. I got a nice classy old one. Bob Hope and My Favourite Brunette, Bing Crosby in The Road to Hollywood, and Frank Sinatra, Suddenly.
I have...
And you know, Frank Sinatra, I got the Jack Daniels Sinatra blend for my 50th from a friend. And I said to him, that was really generous, thinking he spent the same as a single barrel. Sinatra blend is £125 a bottle. I thought, he really likes me. Ball Pop, the collection. Oh,
It's in Blu-ray. It's Blu-ray.
I've got a few Bob Hopes, so I love the.
These are the ghost ones. The ones where he does the haunted houses and that.
The Quiet Man, John Wayne. And there's a series, Blue Steel, Paradise Canyon, and a Desert Train, John Wayne collection.
Have you ever seen the introduction he did to Gunsmoke?
I think so. It was years back, but I've not seen it in a while.
Yeah, he actually did an introduction to the Gunsmoke TV series.
Show. With Clint Eastwood, the singing cowboy. Look, I also picked up
He didn't like Clint Eastwood. Oh, ooh. You know what? I made the mistake of starting to watch that film with the commentary, and the first thing they say is that he's dead. And I was like, oh, well, that ruined it.
That really helped.
So from then on, I never watched anything with commentaries in it again.
We did a script doctor's read along with that.
What, Christmas Vacation?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That's a super one. I Chevy Chase. I got the Chevy Chase collection as well.
I must admit, I was a bit disappointed when I watched it. There was no vacationing.
I know. It's a really crazy one. Look, I picked up
Batman Lego movie.
The Batman Lego movie. I thought
I have the 3D version of that.
It cost me a whole 50 pence, so I thought I'll pick it up.
It's a terrible movie. It's a terrible.
Of course
movie.
it is. But look,
it is.
That's what you call classic Disney.
A bare necessities.
Yep. I love it. I used to be able to sing the whole The Man. I'm the king of the swingers. Whoa, a jungle VIP. And talking about king, there's Wendology.
Hello, Wendology.
Somebody's getting an echo.
Am I getting an echo?
I'm not hearing it anymore.
Well, that's good. There's one joker in the room.
Yeah,
you know what? I should have put my little alien voice on and then really scared you.
What are you troublemakers up to?
Yeah, we're just going through what my collection. I was telling the guys that I got 2 piles like that, but look what I've got for next week.
Oh, hello.
Full with DVDs.
Oh my God.
I picked them up today. I must have got about 60 or 70 DVDs for a wholesome total of £12. And one of the box sets cost £2, so you can imagine the rest of the other ones, 10p here, 20 pence there.
Oh,
fantastic. I was over the moon. My wife had to give me a bigger bag this time. But this is the stuff that I got yesterday. I'm going to do the stuff. I was just showing the guys the wee figure I got. A wee,
that's cool.
It's a wee Slovene ship.
Oh God, yeah.
And I was showing them what I picked up from B&M.
Oh my God.
It's a 3D Lego, 3D Jigsaw. £4 in B&M, and they do the whole set. And I'm going to get the Flash and Wonder Woman next, and maybe Batman. No one's bothered with Cyborg, Green Lantern, or Aquaman. But picked up that as well. Die Hard and Die Hard 2.
I don't know why, but that photo I tried to send you wouldn't send, so I'm going to send you a different one.
Right. And I also picked up Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, brilliant.
There we go.
We had some good news.
Right. What's the good news, Wend?
A new shop has opened up in our town centre. What's it called?
TV and movie store.
The TV.
Oh, yes, I saw the picture.
Oh, the TARDIS, yes.
There's a huge... I haven't seen it yet, but I'm off for a week very soon, so I'm going to go and have a wander downtown. Yeah, full-size TARDIS and a Dalek in the front.
Yeah.
Go check your Twitter. Go check your Twitter, PJ. I've sent you a photo.
I've just checked it. You sent me 2, so the first one's obviously come through. That looks absolutely amazing.
That's the deluxe one, by the way, so that's the more expensive one.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to actually hold on and give me 2 secs. just so the guys can see it. I'm actually only got the main screen on me. Nothing to do with being conceited or anything like that. It's just because I was doing the videos, or the DVDs, should I say. Right, this is the one, the picture you just sent. That is just is amazing.
Oh, holy cow. That's a classic. John Wayne Deluxe Edition.
That's coming to my collection. Definitely.
That's a, yeah.
Rooster Coburn 1/6 scale collectible figure, deluxe edition. Oh, that is just a superb.
That is a beautiful reproduction as well. That is cool.
Look at the details on that. That is just
I
amazing.
always like figures, mainly because you can change them around and make them look in different poses and that sort of thing. Whereas with a statue, they look the same, and you just become.
Yeah.
See,
I like this. I like the statues. Like, for instance, my.
Oh yeah, my Batman statue's brilliant.
They're just superb. But yes, my Babylon 5 ones are a wee bit more posable. They're a wee bit more fun.
Yeah.
So they are. So
that is out in March 2022.
That is going in my diary. I'm keeping the picture up just so I remember to put it in. And look what else I picked up today. The Resident Evil collection, all 4 movies.
There's like 6.
Which 4?
And this is basically the 4 first ones. And basically, obviously,
4 ones.
That's why it's getting. But considering it cost me a whole 25 pence, I think I got a good deal for it.
Wow.
They play well.
Yeah.
Who's dropping all these good movies?
I don't know, but they're doing some crackers.
I'm starting to wonder if they're still above ground.
Yeah.
That's not actually called Airplane here.
Really?
What's it called over there?
Flying High.
Oh my God. Well, Airplane, I've got Airplane 2, the sequel already.
I think it's on Netflix, and they've actually got the Airplane logo on it and that. But it was known as Flying High.
See, while we're on it, I'm going to actually dig out one of the DVDs I picked up today, and the only reason I'm digging it out is because I deliberately picked it up because I got it for a sum total of, I think it's 10 pence.
Oh my God.
Sorry, a sum total of 50 pence.
You got it.
I picked it up today. Yes, I was over him, and as soon as I walked in, it was sitting there. I went, whoop, that means I don't need to actually, because I started watching it on Amazon Prime, and it's because it's Amazon Prime, I can never be bothered. But as I walked in, it was sitting there. Look at that box as well.
Well, that's Destiny, that is.
Yeah, it definitely is. So that's on my list That's on my list. That's basically for tomorrow. Although it'll need to be very careful what time, because I'm going to see my wife's new granddaughter.
Oh.
And I say my wife is because obviously this is my second marriage, and I'm still not a granda. I'm a step granda, but not a granda. Anyway, look, that's one I picked up. I Spit on Your Grave.
I didn't know you were into that sort of stuff.
Previously banned. I like slasher movies.
Banned here too.
Previously banned.
They remade it as well.
I love slasher movies.
Day of the Dead.
Oh, is it the remake?
This is the remake. This one.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't know you like slasher movies, PJ.
Oh, I did. Basically, I'm a big Bruce Willis fan. Bruce Campbell fan.
Oh,
and the Evil Dead.
They're the only ones to watch.
Yeah,
they've got to be supernatural. They've only got to be supernatural ones for me. I don't like the Michael Myers stuff or the Saw or what I call torture porn. I don't
basically see things like that. They don't bother me because I just look at them and I don't get overwhelmed me. But see, B-movie schlock,
PJ
horror.
PJ, have you seen I Spit on Your Grave before?
Yes, years ago. Years ago. I know how bad it can be.
Well, see, Line of Duty's never that bad, so it seems. I don't know. I didn't think you'd be into that.
No, basically, I like schlock horror. Basically, I grew up with schlock horror, watching all the ones because, believe it or not, you weren't allowed to watch them in our house. So my sister would get them for me and my brother. And we would be 12, 13 watching all these schlock horror. We're not allowed to watch. But I picked up
my brother used to get all the horror movies and that, and used to give me nightmares.
Yeah.
Because they were a lot older than me, so,
I grew up on horror movies.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, see, a
I was
horror
scared
movie.
for too long, you know.
See, I never get scared at a horror movie. That's probably why I like
when
the
you're
slow
5,
horror
you
ones.
do.
Yeah.
The biggest fear I had was them,
Yeah.
the giant ants. See, after that, and I got over that, didn't matter what I was watching, it didn't bother me. There you go.
Yeah.
It's still sealed too. I haven't watched it yet.
Bummer, terrible. And I picked up.
Won't be able to watch it for a lot longer now. I'm going back to work, so.
Only because I've got Hot Tub Time Machine, so I picked up Hot Tub Time Machine too. Hot Tub Time Machine was one of those ones. It was bad, but it's
so bad that John Cusack didn't even want to come back.
Yeah, it was bad, but I thought it was that bad you could just switch off your brain. It's the same as a lot of these. Tomorrow's War. It's bad, but it's entertaining.
Oh, that was awful.
Whereas that, I just picked up because I've never even seen that one. I just picked up because it was a whole 25p. Some of these ones were dead cheap. Alien versus Predator 2 Requiem.
Surprisingly, the only one that I actually enjoyed from Amazon Prime recently was that Greenland. I didn't mind that.
I haven't seen that one.
Gerard Butler. It's worthwhile watching.
Aye.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
It's a good disaster movie sort of thing, you know. He's actually suing someone now. Did you see that, Gerard Butler?
No.
I think there's a few
for earnings, $13 million that he's wanting. You know, the battle at Apache Pass.
Oh wow!
Yeah, basically,
is he a real Indian? I hope he is.
John Lund.
He's not painted up, is he?
John Lund. Yep. Jeff Chandler and Beverly Tyler, but John Lund plays the Indian. Ooh. He does the thing, but like this one. This is one of my favourite buys of the week.
Oh, the Three Stooges. That's brilliant. And another one. And there's going to be another one. There it is.
The full set, all three of them, and I got the three of them for a 50 pence. Yay!
I have the box set from 1934 to 1959.
Yeah, that's basically covers all of these ones. Well,
I used to watch it with my grandmother.
See, I used to watch them with my dad. My dad was a big.
Yeah, well, my grandmother was had dementia, and she you know, cartoons. She used to read the like a Beano type comics that used to be called. I used to get them called they're called Buster here, and I used to read them with her and that sort of thing.
They used to do a Buster in the UK. There was a Buster.
Yeah, that's
comic.
it. That's it. That's it. That was the book that they had released, and you know that was what we used to read. You know.
Yeah, Time Team was mine's and my dad's. So when his dementia kicked in, I used to sit and watch Time Team, and that was what we used because we watched that a lot. We used to talk about it, and it was with his dementia, he could still remember it.
Yeah.
There's a comedian and a half, the very best of Dave Allen. If you've not
started out in Australia, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I need to catch up with that because Darren's given me a thumbs up, but that I haven't heard him myself.
Dave Allen is superb. His early stuff,
he
basically goes right through his religion or teaching your kid time is hilarious. Especially if you've tried to teach your kids time, you can understand every bit of it.
I've always liked the one where he's walking along and he sees a car. And he looks down, and he just happens to be looking down, and there's a money underneath the car, like £100 note or something, and like he's looking at it, and he looks around, and he's like, "Oh, we've got to wait for this car to go." So he goes to the coffee shop across the road, and he waits there, drinking a cup of coffee, looking out the window for this guy to shoot off in the car. And as soon as someone comes out the car and drives off, everybody from the coffee shop goes tearing out to get this money. Yeah. And it was hilarious.
Yeah. So this is more of his stand-up rather than the sketch shows that he did. But that sketch show, I know the one they're talking about, and I also picked up. Billy Connolly, live in New York.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Too Old to Die Young. And these are the last ones from it. Wait to see this one. Season 1 and 2. Hello. Listen very carefully as you say this in advance. So season 1 and 2.
Is that the one where he's like, I was pissing by your door?
Yes, that's the one, the cop.
I was just pissing by.
Yes. And I picked up one season from My Family.
My Family.
That's the one. It's got Robert Lindsay, Zoe Wanamaker, but it's also got Chris Marshall in it.
Oh, really?
He plays the son.
I remember.
He plays the son, so I quite enjoyed that the first few seasons, and I picked up 3 of these. Only Fools and Horses.
Only Fools and Horses.
So
yeah.
that one is Strangers by the Shore. That's that one, Strangers by the Shore.
It's not funny.
And Miami Twice.
I never, ever got into that show, and it wasn't just no. It wasn't very popular.
Well, that's okay.
Actually, I'll tell you how popular it was. When Little Britain Live came down here.
No, that was a load of pish, Little Britain.
That was very popular here. That was very popular here. But anyway, when they had a joke, and it was an Only Fools and Horses joke, and they had to change it to a Steptoe son because no one knew what Only Fools and Horses was.
See, I liked a lot of the earlier stuff. It was just classic. What Trigger? Why do they call him Trigger? Is it because he carries a gun? No, he looks like a horse. They used to call him Trigger, and that's what Rodney basically says. Is it they call him Trigger because he carries a gun? They says no, it's because he looks like a horse. Yeah, I mean, classic jokes like that. It was just basically perfect. And I did like the early stuff. The early stuff was just superb. But that was my DVD haul. But I've got 2 wee things that I picked up. And I thought they were fan-dabby-dozy. How about Marty McFly?
Oh my God. A pop.
On his skateboard.
Marty McFly pop. That's cool.
And even Doc Brown.
Marty.
So consider the size.
Let it go.
Consider the size.
Just like him.
There's your standard pops. With the difference in size.
The 2 doctors.
Yeah. But that's the difference in size of the pops. And right, do you want to see my pick of the week for my collection?
Go
on then.
This
the Almighty Johnsons.
Yep, this is a New Zealand one. The Almighty Johnsons is 3 seasons, and they could have gone further, but they decided to finish it on an end. They were asked to continue it, and they said no. See that? This one, Keisha.
Yeah, is she the one that
she played one of it? And see, when I met her in this one, I sat and talked to her. She says, "So, do you into Star Wars?" Because she was in Star Wars. I said, "Nope." And she said, "So, what is it you think?" And I told her, says Almighty Johnson's, and she did one. It was a time slip one. She played, did it, and actually created a different character, and it was an absolute crap show. But the initial pilot was fantastic, and she was in it. She played the scientist. It was great. But she was in the Almighty Johnsons, and she played Freya. The object of the Almighty Johnsons, believe it or not, is a New Zealand family, the Johnsons. They're descended from Norse men who basically emigrated to New Zealand to start afresh. They actually were descendants from the Norse gods. And the Norse gods are reincarnated in each new generation. They are waiting for Odin to be reborn to allow them to reclaim their god status. And the youngest brother of the Johnsons is Odin. And it is an absolute fantastic. See, when I first watched it, I normally give 3 episodes. And the first 3 episodes, I thought it was quite good. The premise was quite good because the first episode always introduces the premise. The second introduces the characters, and the third one usually mixes the story. So if by third episode they've not got it, I usually think it's not going to work. And I couldn't get into it. My friend says, watch it to episode 5 when Thor turns up. Thor is a pig farmer, and Mjolnir is a claw hammer. So it is an interesting thing to see. Once I got to the episode 5, I was hooked. Hook, line, and sinker. There is a couple of very adult parts in it. I can't deny that because I had to watch. When I was watching it, my daughter loved it until I got to one part and I thought, no, I can't watch that with you. I know you're in your 20s, but I still can't watch that with my daughter. So there's wee bits and pieces like that. Just occasionally. It's only one episode that sort of did that, but
wasn't that actress in Game of Thrones as well?
She may have been. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so she could have been. Sure, but the Almighty Johnsons is, they're looking for Freya. So Odin has to marry Freya to allow the powers to be returned. And the girl Keisha, who played the person who's more likely.
You know, she was Freya. Up for an Academy Award, that one that you had your photo with.
Uh-huh.
She was nominated for an Academy Award, you know, that the one you had your photo taken with.
That's cool.
Keisha, can't remember her surname. It's somewhere.
Yeah, she was in that one with the whale. Yeah, Keisha Castle Hughes. She was in Whale Rider.
Right. But I basically gabbed her about the Almighty Johnsons for 20 minutes. Such a lovely person. I was just gabbing because she was so enthused about it. She was telling us all about the cast and how they would take the mickey out of each other on set because they really enjoyed doing what they were doing. And she basically was sat and talked about it. She says nobody ever actually mentions Almighty Johnsons. I was the first one, and because of that, we just sat and gabbed about it. I would recommend that to anyone. It's fantastic. It's about the Norse gods. There is the Aboriginal gods in it, the Maori gods, sorry. Was it Maori gods or Aboriginal?
Maori gods.
The Maori gods.
Maori gods if they're in New Zealand.
The Maori gods. And the Maori gods are superb. The young god, similar idea to him, who is Odin, who is the young Johnson. The young god is a bit of a twat, but all the older gods are the ones that keep him in place because this is he's the Maori god. This is the place of Jerome, and everybody would look at him as if to say, "Shut up," because it was the house of Jerome. It's because his name was Jerome, but he wanted to be cool because he was the chief god. Basically, they're all just looking at him as if to go, "Oh, we have to follow him." It's just stuff like that. It is humorous. Loki in it is absolutely amazing. Really? Loki is a lawyer. Surprise. A corrupt lawyer, but he uses his powers to his own end. So he does. A couple of the Johnsons, one of the guys played in The Hobbit. He played one of the dwarfs. So you can see in the 3rd season when he was filming, because he was meant to be in looking for his ancestors. So there was only video calls with him when he was actually meant to be in Norway with all these gorgeous big women. And he was basically on set. So he had the beard. So that's why they had him with the beard on and stuff like that. So he still filmed in his parts. So they recorded it while he was on the other set to keep him in. But the Almighty Johnsons is a good premise. The Norse gods try to get back, and it's humorous, it's serious at times. There is a couple of bits and pieces adult so it's not something you can sit with the kids and watch. But all in all, the female, the goddesses, get a rough end because misogynistic gods, but they work around it because they're the ones in the background trying to stop the gods getting their power back, because they know if they go back to the old ways, then the female goddesses are seen as a second class, whereas now, believe it or not, women and men are treated equally. In the program, they basically don't want to go back to the old ways because females would be classed as second class citizens, so it's the goddesses are trying to stop it, and then eventually they end up saying that, listen, things aren't going to go back the way because we've all lived in the earth, so they all help each other. But it comes to a conclusion, and they did leave it open that if they did want to do it, something could have happened, but they actually came to a final program, the conclusion, and they were asked to continue, and they said no. They had an episode with a midget giant and a giant dwarf.
That sounds like something out of David Lynch.
But basically, it was just Thor with the pig farmer, with his Mjolnir, his claw hammer, was just hilarious because he was just basically one of these rough shepherds or pig farmer, and basically Odin's going up and telling him what to do, and he's going, aye, all right then, and he's saying, prove you're Odin, and hands him Mjolnir. So Odin takes it and throws it, and it goes for miles and miles and miles, and he says, you had to do that, you had to prove me, you just killed my favourite pig. He threw Mjolnir and it killed a pig. It was his favourite pig. It was miles away, and he'd thrown it to prove he was Odin. And it was just stupid things like that. But definitely, if you've got an opportunity, The Almighty Johnsons, 3 seasons, one of the best things that have happened in the last few years. You have got the brothers. That's the whole family. That's the brothers and the uncle. The uncle is the Oracle. You've got the female, the priestesses. They've got their Oracle, and she's a hippie. It's just funny. Definitely recommended.